Hola, gorgeous. Okay, so you've got your samples and you're super excited to try this stuff out. I have cleaned my face, I moisturized. If you have extremely oily skin, I would recommend like moisturizing and then maybe waiting like 5 to 10 minutes before you do it. I have extremely dry skin. I suffer from like dermatitis around here, especially in the winter months. So it's like, you can see it's very red. It gets very flaky. And that's one of actually the biggest reasons why I never wore makeup, because powder-based and water-based foundations tend to like crepe and leave me very flaky, and I'd look like I'd have this like flaky Hulk Hogan kind of mustache thing going on. So I just threw that all out the window. And then for the last like whatever 15 years I've been using bronzer and eye mascara, and that's pretty much been my jam until I came across this fabulous 5-minute paint by numbers cream makeup. So this is cream, so it's going to hydrate your skin. It's going to just melt in with the warmth of the skin, and as you move through your day, it's not going to move, it's not going to crease, it's just going to set so beautifully, and it's going to feel like you're not wearing anything, because you're going to notice that I'm not going to be layering anything either. And that's typically what you do, is you put your concealer on, your foundation, your contours, your this and that. Okay, so I didn't even know what contouring and highlighting was. I had heard of it, but I had no idea what it was until I came across this makeup. So I started makeup when I was 40 years old. I was just about to turn 40. Okay, so I matched you to a brightener, a highlight, a contour, and then I may have matched you to a lip and cheek or an illuminator or a bronzer. It just depends kind of what you like to wear more, or some of you had lots of lip and cheeks that you liked, so you were like, maybe I'll try an illuminator. I don't know what that is, right? Okay, so I'm going to explain everything to you, but I want to try and do this as fast as possible, because legit, this, if I just do this whole system by myself, that natural, just like wake me up in the morning, go 3 minutes and 36 seconds from top, like start to finish, with my mascara and my brows filled in. Okay, so it might take a little bit longer today because I am walking you through it, but I'll try and keep it as short as possible here. I tend to ramble. Okay, so I sent you a little generic sponge. I apologize. These are from Dollarama. We have beautiful sponges, but they're $20, and I bought a whole thing for $4. So like samples, whatever. I don't know how it's going to turn out and how it's going to set. I actually don't even, I use my Perfector sponge once I have all my makeup in, and then I get it really wet, dampen it, wring it out. It gets to be like 3 times the size, and then that just kind of like sets the makeup and then removes any excess makeup that might be sitting on the face. So we'll try this out and see what happens. Okay, it might not be perfect, but I just wanted you to get this makeup in your hands so you could really see how beautiful, how natural, and then how it just feels like a second skin, like you're not wearing anything. Okay, so we're going to do the cheetah hack method, because you guys don't have a brush. You've got your sponge. So we're going to apply with our finger, and we're going to set with our sponge. So you're going to go into the lightest. This is going to be your brightening highlight of the 2 lighter shades that I sent you. So the lightest one that you can see there. And then you want to think like tree of life. Okay. So you're kind of your T-zone here, right? We're brightening up that area, and I'm just lightly dabbing my finger into this. You do not need a lot of product. Okay, a little goes a long way. This stuff lasts forever. And then just a little bit under the eyes, brighten out these tired mama eyes. You can always go back and add more if you need later. Okay, this is buildable makeup, but we want, like, when I say less is more, that's exactly what I mean. Okay, especially if you just want that really like natural awake. I just like my face to kind of look like everything's evened out with a little bit of a glow. Okay, so that is my tree of life that I've done here. Next up, you're going to go into that second lighter color, but the darker one of the two that I sent. And then here, you just want to go anywhere where you have some redness or discolorations, blemishes, you know, along the jawline here. Okay. And again, just like lightly pressing my finger into the makeup, just above the brows here. And you're gonna see why we call it the cheetah hack very, very soon, because I'm starting to look like a cheetah. There we go. Okay. So that's that. Next up, we've got our contour. So this is going to be the darkest shade that I sent you. It's a little bit thicker and denser, and it might look a little bit scary. It's okay. I too was very scared of contouring at first. I didn't even know what it was. But we all have natural shadows on our face, and this is just like enhancing that, right? Or like sleekening, softening, whatever you want to say about it, right? So again, you're going to go along the hairline, and then if you have a wider set nose and you're wanting to give the illusion of a thin, slimmed out nose, you want to bring them in as close as possible. Okay. Some people tend to go like down here, and that's just going to make your nose look wider, right? If you want to get that 30-second nose job, you want to bring them down as close as possible. And like my nose is already pretty thin, so I don't always do this step. I sometimes forego it. But it's all about preference, right? Same with like the jawline. If you have a really you know what I mean? Like defined jawline, sleekened out, you may not want it to be more enhanced or whatever. So you don't have to do all this stuff. I'm just showing you what you can do with contour and what it does. All right, so just bring it along here. And then I like to take a little bit of my contour. I have very thin lips, so I like to give myself a little bit of a poutier lip. This gives that illusion. So just taking it under the lip there, see? Already it's just like popped it out. Next, cheekbones. Yeah, I don't have any of those. But again, you can see the shadows there, right? Again, we all have those shadows. So this makeup isn't meant to hide, right? We all have these beautiful features, right? But sometimes we want to soften the things that we don't particularly like about ourselves, right? So this makeup isn't meant to hide. It's just, or it's meant to enhance your already natural, beautiful features and then soften the things that you might not like my redness of my face. Okay, so now I'm just taking the cheekbone, right? So you want to think cheekbone, and then you're just going to bring it down to about there. You don't want to bring it all the way down here because then it's going to look a little bit funny. And this doesn't need to be perfect. It doesn't need to be completely symmetrical, right? You don't have to worry about this. This makeup is so forgiving. Like, you guys, I'm saying, like, I can do this with my eyes closed, right? So it's so easy. You do not need to be a makeup artist. Okay, so now I've got this all together. I'm going to take my sponge, and I'm just going to start to slowly press the makeup into the skin. Now, I'm going to start with my lighter color first, right? And kind of just like work that in a stippling motion. All right. Go. I always do my eyes kind of the last of my lighter shades, just because the warmth, it really just like warms up to your skin, and then again it just like melts in. So I'm just going here lightly with my fingers first, to do this because it's so sensitive around the eye area. There we go, and then I can take my sponge. So everybody kind of just does this a little bit differently, and you work with your face, right? And that's just, you learn to kind of work with whatever your face is and what feels good and whatnot, right? It took a few applications before I found like the right amount, and then exactly where I wanted to like place everything, right? Because our faces are all different. Some of us have very long, some of us have long faces, some of us have wider faces, that we're all so different. Okay, so that's that. Our lip and some of the lip and cheeks are, you can use to color correct underneath the eyes. So if you have like purple or blue hues or even like brown hues under the eyes, you can do that first and then put your brightening highlight over top of it. So I forgoed, is that what it is? That step right now, but I usually do it. So I'm just gonna put a little bit more of that brightening highlight underneath my eyes. And again, when you're looking in the mirror, right, you just want to set any areas in there. Okay, so now I'm going to start with my jawline, and I'm just going to kind of go up here, but then bring it down, because you don't want you want your neck and your face to be the same color. You don't want to have huge drastic change, like you look like you're wearing makeup, right? And then I come to my hairline, so I'm again brushing up towards the hairline, right? So it all blends in together. See how lovely that just blends all together? And then pat the nose, right? And you just bring it all the way there, bring it at the tip. Now I'm gonna go back in with the lightest, right, that brightening highlight, the Tree of Life. So that's the very lightest color that I gave you, and I'm just gonna go back in here again and just add a little bit more here. Perfect. I'm just looking at the mirror behind me. All right, and now my cheekbones. I'm just kind of stippling it and then kind of wiping it in an upward motion. We don't want to bring it down, right? Because we want to facelift, so we want to think about bringing it up. And you don't want to be afraid of the contour. You want that line. You don't want to blend it completely out. You still, you don't want to look like you're wearing makeup, but you want to see that shadow. So don't be afraid of contouring. And again, this is just going to take a few applications on your own to figure it out. Now, I gave you enough for at least 2, if not 3 applications. Because when I say less is more, I mean it. Okay, this is buildable makeup. You can go as light or as like bold and glam as you want. But I'm just giving you enough to kind of just do a natural wake up. Okay, I don't want to be like tired mama or tired busy career, well, whatever, right, is going on in your life. You just want to look like you've got some life in you and just feeling a little bit more confident and adding that extra little pep in your step. Yeah, pep in your step. Okay, so now if I matched you to a cheek, lip and cheek, this is where you would just go above the contour line, okay? And if you have a rounder face, you could bring it right down to the apple of the cheek, which I do have a rounder face, but I also want to give the illusion of a thin, lifted up face. So I just kind of bring it down to the end of the cheek, the contour line, and then bring it up here, because that's going to give me that extra little lift, right? It doesn't matter what you do and how you do it. This makeup looks good no matter what you do. But if you want to that lift to your face, then you want to think about bringing your contour up a little bit higher, and then the lip and cheek a little bit higher too. Okay, so very subtle, very nice. This is my lip and cheek. It's called Royal. It looks very scary, but it's not, right? So some of the colors look extremely scary, but they're not. If I wanted to go like bolder, okay, so this is like, right, it's just adding a little bit of color. Yeah, I could go bolder. Right, I could add more here if I really wanted to. It just depends. Now on this side, so some of you, again, I might have given you a bronzer instead of a lip and cheek. You can put your bronzer on and then your lip and cheek. If sometimes I do that, and sometimes I just wear bronzer. Okay, so this is our Bella bronzer, and if you are not a bronzer person, you need to be. These are hands down. We have 4 bronzers, and they are game changing. They are so beautiful. Okay, so now when you think bronzer, so I'm gonna bring this onto my apples and my cheeks, because you want to think when you go to the beach, where does the sun kiss you, right? And then, you always get a little bit dark here. Keep bring a little bit here. I might get a little bit dark on my chin, like whatever, it doesn't matter. And then boom. So on one side, I've just got the cheek, and on one side, I've got the bronzer. So you can see, right? It just adds some extra warmth to the skin. But both are absolutely lovely, right? And then if I wanted to, I could put my cheek, right? And add that. Doesn't matter. That would literally be the only thing that I would layer on my face, would be my bronzer and my cheek. So that's it. I can add some mascara. Our contours can be used to fill in your brows. Oh, and then I forgot to mention the illuminators. So we have cream and powder illuminators. So if you're matched to that, our cream ones are going to be more subtle, whereas the powder ones are just going to be more of like a pop wow factor. And I just like a nice subtle whatever. So you want to think about the high points, the high point of the cheekbone right there. And then when the light catches it, it just gives you an extra little dewy shimmer pop. And you can do so many things with our illuminators too. Put under your brow. You can use our illuminators for eyeshadows. The bowl of your lip, you can use it to put an extra shine on your lips. Our contours, even the bronzer can be used for eyeshadows. So literally getting rid of all the bags of makeup, right? And just moving into a world of simplicity, ease, cost effectiveness, okay? Everything is a la carte. Our eyeshadows, our bronzers, our everything. You're gonna throw away those bags of makeup and all those drawers and like palettes of you only, you wanted 2, but you had to buy the whole thing. Whereas now you can literally just get what you want when you want it. And it's all housed in this little compartment. Okay, so after you've done all this, now you've seen where I've put everything. You want to douse this in water. Again, I'm not sure if this one will double in size. Ours, when you put it in water, it's going to double in size. You're going to wring it out, and then just make sure that it's like a little bit dry. Usually put a towel around it, and then you're just going to go back in and you're just going to press it, especially under the eye area, just to pick up any excess makeup that you might have. But then this is just going to set it. It's going to bake it, and then it's not going to budge. And that is it, you guys. That is it. So I hope that you are going to fall in love with this makeup as much as I have, because I truly have. And some days I don't wear makeup, and that's okay. But some days I feel like I need that little bit of a pick-me-up. I feel better when I wake up and I get dressed and I do my hair, as opposed to just like rolling out of bed and putting my hair in my messy mom bun. And I mean, I'm in my pajamas right now, right? But it makes a world of difference when you put yourself together a little bit, right? But some days I don't. And I feel perfectly confident and comfortable in my skin. I go to the grocery store after I've just taught Zumba. I'm like a sweaty mess and I don't care. Do I want to run into somebody? No, not really. But if I do run into them, I'm not like, oh my God, and like running in the other direction. But then when I have this makeup on, I'm kind of like, hey, hoping I run into somebody. So this is it, you guys. I am here for you. If you need me to walk you through this like one-on-one, I can do that with you too. I'm sorry this has taken up so much of your time. Honestly, this takes me 3.5 minutes to do this. Normally, my husband took my kids downstairs because I have tried to do this video like 4 times today, and I couldn't, because they kept, Mom, I need it. Mom, I have to go to the bathroom. Like, so as a busy mom, I ain't gonna get up an extra 30 minutes in the morning, F that, to get ready. And then I never have like more than a couple minutes to put myself together. So this makeup it allows me to do what I need to do in the time that I'm allowed, I guess, or whatever. So anyways, thank you. I will let you get back to your day. And if you need anything, I'm here. Happy applying. Bye.